Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Welcome to Florida stream. So glad you guys could join us. And with us is Steve Kenobi. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing quite well.
Good to hear it. Good to hear it. Christy is having some power issues. Apparently, there's a bad storm where she is. So hopefully, she will be able to join us. But if not, no worries. She can just catch the week pray
Her,
and all of that.
the female power she boasts about turned out to be nothing.
She boasts about that.
I don't know. Just I'm just being toxic.
That's okay. That's okay. Toxic is fine. Toxic is okay. Long as we're all having fun. Doesn't matter. Don't even worry about being PC. F that.
No, I never worry about that.
It's so funny. I'll like look at old school sitcoms like All in the Family and the Jeffersons and even like Married with Children, and it's just amazing. People just it was just true freaking comedy. True
Yeah.
comedy.
I realized probably 15, 20 years ago that if you worry about what people will think of you, right,
Mhm.
you're gonna spend a hell of a lot of time and stress on it. And even if you say something that isn't PC, 5 minutes, whoever heard it is going to forget about it
Exactly.
because I'm not that important, right? People won't dwell on it for weeks. And if you're talking to someone who's all about being PC, that person will edit every word he's saying
Mhm.
while speaking, so it sounds off, right? It sounds weird. It's like they're changing their whole personality while
Mhm.
talking to you, and that makes you feel different, doesn't it? It's just
Yeah, it's just like, am I talking to a human being or am I talking to a
yeah,
program? You
yeah.
know, it's
It's
just
just
crazy.
people need to be themselves and not worry too much because it's always more fun to talk to people who are people.
Exactly. And that kind of reminds me of something that oh gosh, who was it? Eddie Murphy was doing a routine, one of his comedy routines, and I forget which one it was. Was it Delirious? It might have been Delirious. I can't remember. But he was saying that he had gotten a call from Bill Cosby about his routine and that you shouldn't say this and you shouldn't do that. And Eddie Murphy, he was a young comic, and he was like, "Well, he's like, I don't know. Do I like not want to offend people? Not offend people, but just like, and do I have to worry about what other people think?" And he talked to Richard Pryor, and Richard Pryor said, "Are people coming to your shows?" And he says, "Yes." He said, "Are people enjoying your shows?" He said, "Yes." And Richard Pryor said, "You tell Bill." I said, "Yes, shut the heck up, have a Coke and a smile, and leave it alone."
Tell Bill Cosby to sleep on it.
Well, if we knew now what we knew then, right?
Yeah, it's always the ones that portray themselves as PC angels, right?
Exactly.
Those are the ones that are the really twisted people.
Yeah. It's just that the projection,
Yeah, it's like
the
they're
put on
building
that.
up, spending their lives building up a cover for themselves, right?
Hmm. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Well, let's find out who is in the chat with us tonight. Let's see. We have Keck. Hey, Keck, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Glad you could join us. And Adiga Outlaw. So good to see you. It's giving us the peace sign. Awesome. And then there's Crazy Eye Jedi who has a question. So, which tastes better, Florida or Louisiana Gators? Hmm. I would say the one that was the hardest to catch, honestly.
Instigators.
It's the Gators.
You just yeah, instigators. You just put them in the microwave.
Boom. There you go. Done. Don't have to fry it or anything like that. Adiga says New York sewer gators. Yeah. That's funny. Because it could have came from Florida or Louisiana, right? You
The
never,
sewer gators taste like shit.
you got a point. You have got a point. Oh my gosh. Brian the Observer says, hello. Hello. You know what? Now that I think about it, after seeing that movie Extraction, I will never look at a sewer the same way again. Have you seen that movie, Extraction?
No, no, I haven't.
Okay. It's on Netflix, and oh my gosh, Thor's in it.
Oh yeah,
I'm blanking on his name right now. It
Hemsworth.
is, yeah, Hemsworth. It is really good. It's probably one of the best action movies I've seen in a long time. It's the last 10 minutes has the suspense that Crawl has. It's freaking fabulous. It is. So if you ever get a chance to check out Extraction, do
I've been
before.
actually been meaning to watch it, but I've been binging 80s movies for the most part
But
lately.
that's good too. That's good, especially the '80s stream that you guys do with Christy on Saturdays. That's an awesome stream. That's a really
Yeah,
awesome stream.
those bastards made me spend money on a bunch of Blu-rays
You know,
indirectly. They just,
really? Well,
yeah,
me too. Now I'm stalking all the Blu-ray sections at the Walmart. Like, which ones do I have to grab? So I
you
just it's
know,
like I have to have them all now.
get the physical copies before they edit the movies.
Oh yeah, I have like a whole uh, like a zip up folder of all the DVDs. Like I put my Blu-ray DVDs and everything in there because I'm like, I have digital copies. Don't worry. Now I'm like yanking them out, seeing what I have, so I know the gaps that I have to fill in. So I'm glad I did not toss those out at all. At all. Let's see. Brian the Observer. Hello, Brian. Thank you for joining us. And Kai, MFS. Hey, Kai. Nice to see you. Brian says, welcome to Florida, Stig. Yep, Brian is a Florida dude. So glad to have you here. And Nick says, hi, Lorena. Hi, Stig. Hope all is well. Nick from down under in Australia. And Brother Sam, hey, everybody. Hope things are well. Well, they are well. We're here having just a good time, just talking about Florida crap and other crap. So it's a good time. Hey, Bad Bunny, our Canuck. He says, Christy is a storm in herself when you think about it. Yes, yes, she is. She is. Christy is a storm within herself so much that I actually have a sound bite for her.
Mel, would you like to do something for me?
Yeah, what?
Kiss my grits!
I wish she was here to hear that.
Yeah, she's a category 5.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Heat index over 100. Yeah, I saw that. Which basically means it's summer in Florida. So I bet you the tourists that are there are probably roasted right now because they're not used to the weather. Because Floridians, we are not outside between 12 noon and 5. Too freaking hot. This doesn't look like Florida. What doesn't look like Florida? I don't have Florida pictures up yet. Don't worry, Shellback. They'll be here soon. Glad you could join us.
We had a 76% humidity the other day.
That sounds so good compared to like 90 in Florida. But how humid does it get in Norway?
Well, I live on an island, so if it's really hot, it's a lot of, the water steams up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of like tiny little bog areas and ponds and stuff, so it just adds to it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much it kills me for days after being out and that stuff because I'm not used to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Give me the snow any day.
The what?
Give me the snow any day,
I was born in cold weather. I'll put it this way. If I'm just going to ski in it, I love snow. If I can pack up and leave skiing, I love skiing. I love skiing in snow, but I need a ticket out of there back to someplace warm. I like the novelty of it. Humidity, it's just, ugh, God, breathing through a wet rag. But scarily enough, you do get used to it and you adjust to it. It's not fun, but eventually you do. That's the scary part. Hey, author Stephen Walton, share the link, smash the like. Yes, please. We have 20 people in on the stream. And wow, that is so awesome. You guys, so many of you guys are here so quickly. Love it, love it, love it. Hell with that, Brian the Observer, I'd melt. Yeah, yeah, you do. You do. It's kind of fun to see the tourists melt because the tourists do things that the natives don't do. So in the summer, the natives, we do not go out, like I said, between 12 and like 4 p.m. because the sun is at the highest. It's super freaking hot. You're drained. You can get heat stroke. And then the storms roll in around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So we don't go out during that time. Florida basically shuts down in a way between that time, except for tourists out there when they shouldn't be. So you get used to it. We have air conditioning. So that'd be cool. Hey, Samurai 76. I don't think I've seen you in my Welcome to Florida chat. So I'm so glad you're here. So glad to see you. And the memes of destruction. Hey, ladies, what's going on? Memes, one of the coolest trollers of live stream. He is really, really awesome. He does some really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. I am trying to catch up on the chat, guys. Let's see. That's what it's like outside. Plus, we have the African dust blown here from the Atlantic. I heard about that. I don't think I've ever been in Florida with the African dust blown there. Brian, that's interesting. I've never had that happen. I'm kind of disappointed. Where's the tank top? Well, the tank top was yesterday. Sunday, I'm just chilling, so I'll have to wear the tank top next time. Today, it's camo. And Jane Theory says, "Hey guys, well, hey Jane, so good to see you. My TR4 co-host, also author Stephen Walton is also my TR4 co-host.
She's on the panels I'm on twice per week with the Game of Thrones.
Yes,
So she's one of my favorite bastards.
Oh, looking ahead, all I can say is I'm excited about talking about season 3 Game of Thrones next Sunday. Oh,
I'm sure we'll take a stab at
it. Abu Nas wants to take a stab at it too, so he's going to be joining us too. It's going to be freaking awesome. Get it on Kodak film. Okay. Just check your Jello pudding pops before you eat them. Okay. We'll have to do that. Hey, Toxic Man Flu, thank you for stopping by. We sure do appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, Jane causes trouble. We know that. Louisiana Gators taste better. Yeah, Jane, I know you're biased. If I think about my dad's side of the family, I'd have to say Louisiana. Mom's side of my family, I got to say Florida. So, kind of in the middle with that. Oh my gosh, let's see. Jane says Norway weather is perfect. Norway has some gorgeous, gorgeous freaking scenery. It's absolutely gorgeous. The pictures.
What's his name? Travis Stillman in the chat asked what the days are like in Norway right now, and I sent a picture to your inbox so you can show it because I took one the other day. I went hiking very early.
Let me check this out.
I'm gonna say something educational.
Wow, but we also have some educational stuff later on too. But I love pictures in Norway, so I'm excited.
There it is.
That is gorgeous.
Well, this is a park right next to where I live, and this is at 4:30 a.m. And this is what the midnight sun looks like. The sun is below the horizon, but this is the daylight we have at night, because the sun is up during the daytime. But that's what it looks like at night now.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd heard about this. The closest thing I've seen to this is when I lived in Seattle, Washington for a while, and the sun was still out at like 10:30 at night. And I thought
So
that was just the freaking weirdest thing. But this is gorgeous. This like reminds me of Cape Cod in a way.
yeah, but basically you can take hikes whenever you want.
Hmm.
Yes, but in the winter it's different though because the sun comes up at around 10 a.m.
Hmm.
and sets at around 4 p.m.
Wow.
for quite a few months. So it switches. You really feel the seasons in Norway.
Hmm. Wow. That is really gorgeous. I love hot weather. When I lived in Florida, the only season I missed up north was fall. That was about the last one that I missed.
Fall is
Hey,
my favorite season.
hey, ancient one. Mine too. Fall. It's fall here in the Northeast. It's like a big, huge party between the harvest festivals, between Oktoberfest, which I hope they have again this year, because there's such a large German population up here. So everybody looks forward to Oktoberfest.
A lot of germs.
A lot of
We had Germans too, but that was no Oktoberfest.
Yeah, not that. No, not this time of year. So,
It's kind of fun because in the 40s the Germans attacked Norway, right? Bombed
mhm,
every road, blew up the bridges, everything. And then I see on the news a couple of years ago German tourists complaining about bad roads in Norway because there were holes in them. So I'm like, how arrogant can you be? You bomb our roads, come back later and complain about holes.
that's a damn shame. That is freaking shameful. Camo is the only acceptable substitute for tank top. Well, thank you, Shellback. I think I saw Parrot Head. Yeah, he says, wow. Hey, Parrot Head. Parrot Head made some really, really cool Florida memes. We'll probably see a little bit later on. So that's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. Ancient One sends me a virtual super chat. Well, thank you. Video of Stig the Squirrel going to Florida where he's seen wrestling with several alligators where he defeats them single-handedly like a boss.
No, no, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna be in Norway, sitting on the couch eating potato chips like a boss.
Oh my gosh. Germans don't mention the war. No, my grandfather didn't really want to talk about that either at all. Travis Stillman, who I don't think I've seen you here before. German left their Atlantic seawall trash in Norway too. Yeah,
Probably did.
really. Yeah. Well, speaking of trash, guys, we are just gonna have just some fun tonight. Go through some fun Florida man stuff. Do a little Florida history stuff too, and just basically kick back and have fun. But as you know how we do it here, we got to start off with some Florida man stuff, right? Of course. And Florida is never in the dirt for stories. So our first one here, we have Florida man carrying nearly 500 grams of weed tries to steal plane to meet girlfriend, police say. Man told officers he
So,
needed his girlfriend in
so
California.
basically, he was high and wanted to get higher.
Pretty much. Oh my gosh. Yeah, oh my gosh. New Smyrna Beach. Okay, that's like near Daytona. I have relatives near there, but not exactly there. So Florida man is behind bars after he attempted to steal an airplane at the New Smyrna Beach Municipal Airport so he could fly to California to meet his girlfriend while carrying nearly 500 grams of marijuana, according to the Smyrna Beach Police Department. Wow.
I'm assuming he didn't really think it through.
No, no, no. Yes, that's what makes it a Florida man. So yeah, who else but Florida man? They don't think. They don't think. Like a story we did on the Queen's Council about a guy who he didn't want to get busted by his parole officer, so he called in a bomb threat with his own cell phone. to the parole officer's office. Yeah.
Sounds like an explosive phone call.
I think you said that on the stream too.
Could be, could be.
Oh my gosh. So this dude says on Saturday, the officers were alerted that a stolen vehicle had been found at the airport. And while in the process of locating it, flagged down by a man who said his vehicle was stolen. Okay, so we got grand theft auto in there in this too. All right. So the victim told officers that a man unknown to him jumped into the back of his truck and offered him $1,000 for a ride. According to a report, the man got out of the truck but left a grinder, scale, and cell phone behind. All right. Okay. Interesting. Leave all your drug stash behind too. At the same time, the victim flagged down officers to describe the incident in the truck. Another officer at the airport was notified by a flight instructor that a man with a blue bag was spotted crouching on the wing of a plane station on a portion of the tarmac that was not accessible to the public. And according to a report, the man asked the flight instructor how he could fly a plane.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be on the wing if you want to.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he was probably winging it.
Yeah, Jane, Florida. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. So by the time the officers reached the tarmac, the man was sitting to the right seat of the aircraft. And when officers approached him, he again asked if they knew how to fly the plane. The man then jumped from the emergency exit of the window of the plane and was detained by officers. After the man, identified as 22-year-old Robert Sienstra, I'm guessing there, was secured in the back of a patrol car, officers returned to the plane and took Sienstra's duffel bag into evidence. Officers said they found Sienstra's ID, sunglasses, headphones, cigarillos, 2 lighters, a pocket knife, and a laptop. A glass pipe, here we go, was found and tested positive for methamphetamine. Okay, so he's a meth head too, right? Okay, meth head too.
If he was religious, he'd be a Methodist.
He's a what I gotta use. What did Shellback say? Crouching Florida man, hidden dragon.
Well, more like puffing dragon.
Yep. Puff, puff, pass. Oh my gosh. No capes. From The Incredibles, right? And the mode said, no capes. No capes. And Soul Assassin says, Florida man does whatever a maniac can. Yes, especially when they are on freaking meth. You gotta love Floridians. Yes, we definitely do keep it interesting to tell the truth. Oh.
These stories, though, are rather numerous if you take into account the population and compared to other states.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
They're way more crazy per person down there.
You know, I used to think that too, and I think part of it has to do with the reporting. From what I've heard, getting a hold of records like this seem to be easier. But I've seen stories from other states too that they don't have as many, but it seems like reporting them in Florida seems to be more frequent. I don't know why that is, but
it's become a thing now.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. And I swear, some people just do stuff just to get noticed as quote unquote Florida man, because Florida was the backwater of the freaking country. No one really cared about the state. And all of a sudden, boom, here's all this stuff. At least it wasn't bath salts. Yeah, this time bath salts is a Miami thing, Jane. Bath salts in Miami, and well, there's meth too, but mostly bath salts seem to be a Miami thing. Yes, Florida man is the gift that keeps on giving. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah. Florida's a Walmart of America. You know what, Jade? I really can't argue with that. I really can't argue with that. So actually, let
I
me finish this. Oh, go ahead, Steve.
I did that thing where you should put your birthday and
Hmm.
then Florida man.
Oh,
Yeah,
Florida Man birthday
very
story generator.
yeah. Put it in the private chat just if you want to share it later or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I'll. You know, what, I will share that right after I finish this story. It's not a whole heck of a lot left. He said the defendant stated that he purchased the aircraft for $20,000 cash. Okay, so he's got dough, and he was going to fly to California and meet his girlfriend. He advised he did not have the paperwork and did not know the person he bought it from. Okay, how do you not know who you bought a freaking plane from?
I don't know.
Ah, mm,
It, usually it's plain as day, right?
usually. Oh, usually. Oh, God, it's good. Defendant stated he was let onto the airfield by security. It should be known there is no security on duty at the airport. Okay. So while he was being processed, Stanstra told officers that he was the manager for a medical marijuana dispensary and that he was transporting the marijuana to California, according to a report. Investigators said that Stanstra had nearly 500 grams of marijuana on him and that he illegally trespassed on New Smyrna Beach airport property. So Stanstra was taken to the Volusia County Jail, that's Daytona Beach, on charges of grand theft, possession of paraphernalia, trespassing in an operational area of an airport, possession of cannabis, and leaving the scene of a crash involving damage. Jail records show that Stanstra is being held on, oh, this is neat, $30,500 bond.
What's the penalty for all this? I'm imagining him being put away for quite a few years.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how many, but yeah, between grand theft auto, criminal trespass, he's not going anywhere for a little while. For a little while. Let's see. Meme says sunshine laws. Yeah, I think you're right. Florida has an open criminal record, so anyone can access the information. Other states not so much, but may have the same number of crazies. That's what I had read. That's what I had read because you would see all of these Florida stories, and they're just like, how the heck is there so many? If you ever go on the website, The Smoking Gun, which I freaking love, besides the celebrity mugshots, and just look up like all the police reports from Florida, it's just insane. It's absolutely insane. Mine is for oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna get into that one. We're gonna get into that one. Jane says he lost it. Yeah, he lost the receipt. Because I got high, because I got high, because I got high. I haven't heard that one from Afro Man in a long time. Okay, let's see. Let's see what Steve got with the Florida Man generator here. I think we did this on the Queen's Council one time. Oh, this is too freaking funny. This is something I'm surprised one of my relatives hasn't been busted for. Oh my goodness gracious.
His explanation for it is pretty bad too when you get to it.
Let's see. Florida man was arrested after praising the Lord while highway surfing his Cadillac. The 70-year-old said he'd rather go to jail than go back home to his supposedly demanding wife. Okay, I can kind of understand that. I can kind of understand that. So let's see.
He's praising the Lord on the highway to hell.
Pretty much. Let's see. State troopers recently arrested a Florida man who was caught trying to live out his Titanic movie fantasies and make his heart go atop a moving vehicle. Local news affiliates report that authorities arrested Leonard Olson, 70, after an on-duty deputy for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department, Hillsborough County, Tampa, where Carol Baskin lives, caught him on video attempting to surf his Cadillac while traveling on the highway with the cruise control enabled. Daggone it.
That's not safe.
That is so not safe. Hey, DJ Odyssey.
Hi, DJ.
And Forbidden Ruin says, that doesn't look like surfing to me. Well, he's 70. I guess in his mind, he thought he was surfing. He thought he was surfing. Oh my goodness. Did Jesus take the wheel? Well, you know what, Sam? We are about to find that out.
It was literally a holy roller.
Kind of the same thing, marriage and jail. Well, yes and no. Let's see. The deputy first noticed Olson's Cadillac doing more than 100 miles an hour when it abruptly slowed down to just 40. Okay. He probably saw a cop. Then Olson supposedly opened the sunroof and propped himself up on top of his moving car while traveling on Interstate 4 in the westbound lane. This prompted the officer to begin recording on his smartphone. All right. This we got to see. You guys ready for this? Have you seen this already, Stig?
No, I just found it just a few minutes ago.
I love it when there's police video attached.
There he is. Cadillac man.
You know, I am not mad at this dude. He looks freaking happy. 40, near 100, and he's got the cruise control on, and he's driving a Cadillac.
And then he saw the cops, and he got that sinking feeling, just like the Titanic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the thing with these high-end cars is sometimes it's hard to tell you're going so fast, but at the same time, it's so freaking stable. You literally can put the cruise control on and it just go straight. You don't freaking worry about it. That's freaking funny. I love that. What did he say? He is 70 in 2020. YOLO. Absolutely. He's got damn good alignment on the Cadillac. Yes. Cadillacs have some nice alignment. I almost bought a Cadillac. I almost did, but their technology package was crap. So I bought a Lincoln instead. The great one is here. Okay, he's laughing at what he said. Oh my gosh. That is freaking funny. Old people Florida stories are even funnier because they just don't care.
Don't old people from all over the country move to Florida, though?
Yes, they do. And they move usually to Miami Beach is usually where the New Yorkers move to. Miami, West Palm Beach area. Usually Philadelphia to Maryland. They usually move to South Carolina. Or in Florida, they kind of move to like Jacksonville, North Florida, and Orlando. And the Midwesterners move to like the west part of Florida, like Tampa, St. Petersburg, down in Naples. So yeah, they all freaking come down. The joke in high school was just, okay, whose grandparents just moved to Florida? Everybody's freaking grandparents moved to Florida. Which causes a lovely situation at active older adult retirement places like the Villages, where STDs run rampant. No, let's put it like that. Soul Assassin says 2020 is the year of the Floridian on the Chinese calendar. I like that. I like that. Oh, move for the warm weather year round. Yes. Travis, some people are actually part-time. They will, like, for example, Philadelphia, New York, Connecticut, Cape Cod. They'll usually live there from like May until about October and November, and then move to Florida. They'll usually have another house in Florida, and they'll live there for like the next 6 months. So some people split their homes and do it that way, and they leave Florida before it gets, you know, south of hell hot around May or so. So they'll usually split those. Sam says, I used to live on Bribby Island, north of Brisbane. They call it God's waiting room. Oh, for all the old people. Okay, I gotcha. Hey, Subhuman, thanks for joining us. Well, we have 27 people, 29 likes. Thank you so very much for joining us for this lovely Florida chat. And there's Culture Casino, hot and sexy Sid Kenobi, and the incredibly gorgeous Reina Creole. Hello there.
Hello there.
Well, hello, Culture Casino. Thanks for joining us. Culture Casino is also another Disney nerd like myself. So
He's on the 80s panel too.
That's right. So apparently, according to Stig, I have you guys to blame for trying to up my number of Blu-ray DVDs that I own, so I can get 80s movies. Okay.
Probably.
Okay. Florida man doesn't know what only being a little bit crazy means. Yeah, especially when you get the people who weren't born there who show up there and bring their crazy along with them. But we'll talk about that a little later. Great one is here, says my aunt, born in Philly, moved to Jacksonville for years. Yes, Jacksonville is actually where my paternal grandfather settled. They moved from rural Mississippi because they basically wanted to be somewhere else where there was better opportunity. So he moved there, signed up for the Army, served in World War II, came back, built a house, all of that. And he lived in Jacksonville. And Jacksonville was really, it's nice, but nowhere as nice as it used to be. Let's see who else we have. Snowbirds. Yes, snowbirds who can't freaking drive in the rain in Florida. It's horrible. Florida man closed down the bars again yet. Hey, Dolified. Dolified's awesome. He makes awesome memes. Also writes for Bounding into Comics as well. So glad you're here. Yes, from what I understand, in Florida, because the Wu-Tang flu, there are more cases. That's why this is showing up, because of more testing, more identification. If a bar counts on 50% of its income from alcohol sales, yes, they have to shut down in-facility dining. People can get stuff to go, sit outside, but they can't congregate inside. So, yeah, Florida man's trying to close down the bars because some people just don't want to freaking read and do what they're supposed to do. So let's see. People in Louisiana can't drive in the sun. That sounds strange. That sounds really strange that they can't drive in the sun. California man closed the bars in the LA area too. Yeah. The thing about Florida is that with the bars, especially the favorite dive bars, there's not a whole lot of space, to move around. Like dive bars, hole in the wall bars. Do you guys have dive bars in Norway, Steve?
Yeah, bars with weird people in them that are drunk.
Like the ones where you don't really want to be caught dead in, except
a couple.
it's like the last place to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been caught in quite a few of them.
DJ Odyssey says, I'm getting closer to being an old man. Maybe I better move to Florida. Well, you know what? Might not be a bad idea. Might not be a bad idea. But the drivers are horrible. We have the worst drivers, period. Actually, Jane, Los Angeles has the worst drivers. And this is from somebody who I can't stand people from Jersey because they can't drive. Florida, they're horrible there too, but Los Angeles, they can't drive for squat. I'm so not kidding. They're the horrible, the worst freaking drivers in the world. Yes, that's what we define, Shellback. All right, cool. So let me see. Trying to think of what. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna show. Because remember when I talked about, it seems like it's just more reporting about crazy stuff that happens in Florida as opposed to other places. Well, I actually happened to find an article where I said, oh my God, it's not freaking Florida, man. Okay. 3 people die in New Mexico from drinking hand sanitizer.
That's not surprising if they drank that.
I'm like, why the frick would you drink hand sanitizer?
You know, I'm guessing it was a clean death, though.
That's awful, Stig, but it's freaking funny. Do you guys in the chat have any idea who would drink hand sanitizer? Seriously.
People that are really afraid of the COVID. Maybe.
It's just one of those things I don't. Well, I guess that ranks up there with the lady who said her husband drank tank cleaner because it would supposedly fight COVID. I don't freaking get it. I don't freaking get it. You know what? Yeah, if it wasn't Trump, it would have been something else. It's just amazing what people will blame on for their bad life choices. And, you know, yet another contestant for the Darwin Awards. It is just ridiculous. Well, let's see. Let them drink it. At least they will reproduce even dumber offspring.
They were literally wiped out.
Literally. Oh my goodness. Kai says, "Oh, Mexico." Yeah, New Mexico. New Mexico, a place that has a town called Truth or Consequences. I wouldn't have believed it, but I actually had to drive through that town. Who would drink fish tank cleaner? People who don't think. I mean, these are the kind of people who would bathe with like bleach or like try to drink bleach or something like that. It's just crazy. But let's take a look at what they said here, because I'm just glad this isn't a Florida man story.
I guess if you drink bleach, you get a clear voice.
I guess. So Santa Fe, New Mexico, 3 people have died. 3 others are in critical condition, and 1 person is permanently freaking blind after apparently drinking hand sanitizer that contained methanol, New Mexico health officials said Friday. The State Department of Health said the cases are reported to the New Mexico Poison Control Center, with the first coming in early May. The other cases occurred since May 29th. The health department confirmed that the cases were related to alcoholism. Okay. There you go.
Surely, though, there was 7 people. One of them would have had to suggested that this might be a bad idea.
You would think so. You would think so, but I think like they were saying, they're just like alcoholics, and they're pretty much just so deep into their alcoholism, probably all of them, that they go and do something crazy like this.
Yeah, I mean, if one of them starts going, you know, holy shit, I can't see anything, but damn, I'm drunk. Some that's kind of a warning, isn't it?
I would think so. I would think so, but I think all these people were so far gone. Dolified says there was a show once where Tony Shalhoub drank hand sanitizer. Which show was that? Was that wasn't he on a show about some neurotic guy?
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember what that was. That might have been the show.
I'll look it up because I'm trying to remember what it was.
Yeah, because that's just like drive me nuts. That is. Even Florida man, not that no, that dumb. Why go to New Mexico on hitting a new low? Soul Assassin, I don't know. Believe it or not, there is a handle on Twitter called Florida Man, and I actually found this article, and I'm just like, okay, it's actually a Florida news station reporting on this. So if they're reporting on this, yeah, you know it's bad. You know it's bad. Hey, Culture Casino, how come I can't super chat yet? Well, because I haven't hit that magical 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours yet, but steadily getting there. Steadily getting there. So I think I'm at 345 subscribers right now. So thank you, everybody. I forget how many watch hours I have to go back and check. So I have to stay on my YouTube grind so I can get to the point where I can get super chats and get monetized. Same people who ate those dishwasher soap things. Yeah, the Tide Pods. Oh, God. You know, people used to shame you for doing stupid crap. That's going out of style. I think that should come back. I think that should really come back. Oh yeah, they're really competitive this year, Jane. But the Darwin Awards. Oh my gosh. Crazy Eyed Jedi said, I worked rehab for 30 years. Addicts would. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. And the great one says, if I face palm for every Stig joke, I'd be severely bruised. Such a dry sense of humor. Keep it up. Yeah, I love Stig's sense of humor. I do. I do. Stig, how did you get such a dry sense of humor?
Midnight Sun. I don't know.
Oh, it's really cool. That's why I love having him on the show. Let's see. They're going to sue Purell to pay for the funeral. Don't give the family any ideas. I mean, don't. Because they'll actually do that. Let's see. I think somebody found it. Yes, that was the show, Monk. The guy was like, he had like OCD and it's a germaphobe.
It was just monkeying around.
Just monkey around. And mouthwash is another favorite. I heard like extracts too. Like if you have, vanilla extract or anything like that, they'll drink that too. I don't get it, but I guess if you really, you really need to feed your addiction, it's pretty much whatever whichever there has worked. I never stop shaming people for being garbage. Yeah, I do it too.
Basically, he's trash talking.
Yes. Yes. It's 2020. Shame and intelligence are overrated. And you know what? I really think social media has freaking made it worse. Let's see. So let's get on here a little bit more. So they're talking about methanol, but that's pretty much it. It's just, to do something that freaking stupid. They have literally just out stupid in Florida. People lick toilet seats. There's definitely some stupid out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really retarded.
I just don't. Ooh, yeah. Gosh, some people would do anything for freaking clicks. It's just horrible. It's just absolutely horrible. So, let's see. I know I have something else for for you guys. And I'm drawing a blank. Yes, I do. I do have something. So, I know we love talking about Florida Man because I do too. And one of the things that I like to do on this stream is to kind of eventually start to give you guys a little bit of Florida history. So a lot of people kind of talk about Florida, but don't really know that much about it. So I figured what I would do is let the Florida Department of Tourism for St. Augustine, and for those who don't know, St. Augustine is basically where my ancestors landed circa 1580, 1590 or whatever. So St. Augustine is the oldest continually inhabited American city in America. It's been continuously inhabited for over 400 years, longer than Jamestown, longer than Plymouth. Jamestown had the record for their arrivals in 1607, but once Florida became a state, they were there in 1565. So history can be kind of boring, but I thought this tourism video was actually kind of funny.
Florida. It's so good to see you again.
I'm an explorer who happens to be a conquistador.
You're not from around here, are you?
Well, that depends. You call this a flag?
Whoa, hey, man.
This is a flag.
Oh, on a boat?
Yes, of course. How else?
That's not regulation golf attire. I didn't see it at the pro shop. What are you
Viva
doing?
San Agustin!
Hey!
Viva Pontevedra!
Yeah. I like these. You're 9? Oh.
Nice castle! But you're going to need a moat.
Well, I'm 493.
You're also going to need loopholes in the towers to protect the oblique right angles.
I'm very, very fascinated by this ice cream. It's delicious. When you get it up to about 2,000 degrees, can be worked like clay.
Hey, who's the new guy? Oh, he's really good. Yeah.
You ever get it all?
Let's keep it under the water.
You dare call me?
Gosh! No, that's a really shiny sharp sword.
Senorita, please, that tickles.
Oh, 2 against 1. That's fine with me.
Actually, the last time I was at the beach, my boyfriend takes me there whenever we want to be like fancy and go on long walks and stuff.
Ah! Oh, gracias, señorita. Hasta luego. I have to admit, a man in my profession could get used to this.
But he's not my boyfriend anymore. Now he's my fiance because he went to the beach last time and he asked me to marry him, and I was like, ah! Nice.
Our history is not the same old story. There's always something new to discover here on Florida's historic coast.
You should see my Castillo.
I know. It's a little cheesy, but but it has a whole lot of history about Florida. So the guy in the conquistador outfit is actually Pedro Menendez de Avalos, who came from Spain to Florida in 1565 and brought a host of other people. Not only did he bring Spaniards, but he also brought Italians with him. He also brought Irish with him as well. And they met up actually with the Timucuan Indians in Florida, and there they actually had the first recorded meal of thanks, aka Thanksgiving. So while the U.S. holiday is based around what happened in Plymouth, the real first Thanksgiving happened in St. Augustine. So I've started a whole heck of a lot of fights with that, but it's true. No one expects a Spanish Inquisition. Oh, that is a classic one. Yeah, I like that. I thought that was very tongue in cheek. Who else but conquistadors? Yes, absolutely. I want to go there. Yeah. St. Augustine is a really nice city. It's cool to go there. And while there's so many, it's interesting to see all the modern development around things that have been there for like over 400 years. And like the fortress that I just showed you, which is the Castillo San Marcos, that was actually built, and I think it's 1674, because the first fort that they had got burned to the ground by Sir Francis Drake.
Do you know how long it took them to build that fort?
I can't remember exactly how it took him. At least
I know.
How long?
A fortnight.
Oh, but seriously, I think it took them quite a while. I think it took them at least to get it completely finished. I think it's about 30 years, because they had to do it with soldiers. They did it with enslaved Indian labor. They did it with convict labor. So they had convicts that they bring in, like Spanish convicts from Cuba. They had enslaved Africans. They had free Africans. So everyone worked on that. And the interesting thing about that Castillo, any island or any place in America that was colonized by the Spanish has two characteristics: a fort that looks like that, a Castillo, and a church. And the architecture is pretty much exactly the same. Exactly the same. People forget just how diverse America has always been. Yes. One of the reasons that I like talking about my family story, especially in Spanish Florida, is that the story of my family is the story of America. And a lot of people just do not know how diverse Spanish Florida was. And I look at like the census records and everything, and you have free Africans, free mulattoes, Italians, Greeks, of all people, living in the Spanish colony. And it was so diverse. It was amazingly diverse. But not only that, it was just like, that's just how things were.
Probably had a bunch of Irishmen too, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, they had a ton. They had a ton, because most of the Irish were Catholic.
Yeah.
So they had like I think one priest, Father Miguel O'Reilly. I was like, that's interesting. Let's see. I don't know, but I bet most dumb things we do involve dock tap. Okay. Hey, Mirrosphere, you may have to explain that to me. Mirrosphere's origins. Okay. I don't think I've seen you in my chat before, but I have seen you on Twitter. So thank you. Thank you. The story around Plymouth was made up anyway, so Florida wins this one. They do. And as someone who descends from Plymouth ancestors as well, some of the Mayflower ancestors too, that's a long story. It's loosely based on Governor William Bradford's account of the Thanksgiving that they had there. So yeah, a lot of it is romanticized, definitely. So they basically took a couple of facts, some I think from John Alden, some from William Bradford, to come up with that holiday. But bona fide, historic wise, yes, Florida definitely wins. So I piss off a lot of Mayflower people around Thanksgiving with the Florida stories, but they can't talk because I have Mayflower ancestry too. I knew Stig was going to say that. Travis said, any Nordics? Actually, Travis, yes. Yes. On my third great grandmother's side, I have my whole family has DNA matches to cousins who live in Rogaland, Norway.
Which is near Bergen.
So what we think happened was that group of Vikings that loved to raid that East Anglia part of England.
Yep.
And we believe that's
on the west coast of Norway. A lot of fjords and stuff.
It's gorgeous pictures. Absolutely gorgeous pictures. Gorgeous pictures. I love it. But yeah, I really didn't believe that when the DNA test came back and said that I had Scandinavian DNA. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was an outlier until I started getting a bunch of DNA matches from that particular area. And DNA doesn't lie. So, yep. And for those who want to know but are too polite to ask, no, that Norwegian connection has zero to do with slavery at all. They were carpetbaggers who came to Florida after the Civil War. But that's a story for another time, which is quite interesting. As my second great grandfather pulled a Tom Brady and moved to Florida after the Civil War.
Norway had almost nothing to do with the slavery stuff, but some Norwegians did earn money from it by helping with the shipping of slaves from Africa to the United States. So there's, we have dirt on our history as well. Plus, we shagged Scotland and Ireland. That was nice.
No. But I had actually read something like that, because that's what I had suspected at first. But the cousin matches were too close. So it's like they weren't further off. They weren't further off in time, like the 1700s. It was somebody who related to me was born like around 1810, 1820. And that was around my third great grandmother's birth date. And all of our cousin matches, all of them started going to Cape Cod. So that Cape Cod branch, I know that was like post Civil War. But yeah, so many nations had their hands into it because so much money was being made from it.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize that the money was so good and so lucrative. It tested a lot of people, a lot of people to get into that. Let's see. Don't hate on our rock. Memes, I'm not hating on that Plymouth Rock. I have a selfie with Plymouth Rock. I have a selfie because I descend from four Mayflower passengers. So that would be Stephen Hopkins, who actually went to Jamestown first and arrived when they were eating people. And let's see, there's also Governor William Bradford. That's the second one. This is bad that I'm drawing back. William Brewster, who was actually in the service of Queen Elizabeth. And the fourth one was Thomas Rogers, who did not survive the first winter in Plymouth. And I descend from his son, Joseph Rogers, actually. So never going to hate on the rock whatsoever. You would not see that from me. Duct tape, dear Lord, I can't type today. Okay. Okay, duct tape does a lot. My history is Norwegian, Irish, and Scottish. My last name is Cunningham, from a clan in Scotland. I'm glad you brought that up. There were a lot of Irish who were in Spanish Florida. And when the British took over Spanish Florida from Spain, because I think England got Florida as a result of I keep saying the French and Indian War, because I know it as a French and Indian War. Florida went from Spain to the British. And when the British came into Florida, a lot of the Queen's Rangers were Scottish. And a lot of the Scottish came to Florida to trade with the Indians as well. So I don't know which clan from Scotland that I'm from, but I have a lot of Scottish DNA cousins, and a lot of them were in Florida. So Florida was a very interesting place. Florida man is made up of everybody. Everybody. Part Scandinavian somehow. Yeah, I joke. I say that's the reason why I ski so freaking well.
I do not ski well. I can keep my balance well enough, but I can't make turns or brake when skiing. So that, yeah, really shitty skier. I go straight ahead until I hit something.
That's how I learned to ski, and I fell down a whole heck of a lot. But the more I tried it, I'm like, wow, I really, really do like skiing. You can go fast. I like that.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cool to have Viking ancestors. You can tell others, my ancestors kicked your ancestors' ass. Yeah, I was pretty freaking stoked about that.
Vikings
That,
kicked everyone's asses for a few centuries.
yeah, they did. They were some bad mother fathers. I freaking like that. I
Then
said,
then
okay,
Christianity showed up and Vikings kicked their own asses. Literally, that's what happened.
really?
Yeah, because a bunch of them converted, right? And then they started to turn Norway into a Christian country, and it wasn't done peacefully.
And that part I didn't know. So I haven't gone back that far.
As Olav the Holy, read up about him.
Really the whole
It's,
thing. There's so much about Scandinavian lore that I have to catch up on. Even cooler that I have like a link to it. So
skip the Swedish crap.
every time I see Sweden, because I have some Sweden DNA cousins, I'm like, ooh, my nose like turns up when I see it. all from talking to Steve. The only other one, and I'm still trying to chase that down, is that Genghis Khan may actually be on my paternal side. So that's something we're still investigating because I have DNA cousins from Southeast Asia. It's so far back that they're just like, yeah, Genghis Khan got around. I said that would be cool. Vikings on my mom's side and Genghis Khan on my dad's side. That would just be so freaking awesome.
My mom said we might have some Indian blood, or rather from India, because Indian gypsies moved up through Europe back in the way back, and I have multicolored eyes. It says so in my passport because everyone says different colors.
Mm-hmm.
So I got messed up eyes, and she said that might be from DNA. It's not. I'm blonde and all that, but I'm not blue-eyed. Strange eyes.
Interesting. It's so interesting what we're made up of. I did not expect to find out what I did.
It's like I have a mix between gray, blue, green, and brown. Everyone says different. So now it just says multicolored in my passport.
Stieg says the Swedish Shellback says Stieg, the Swedish bikini team gets a pass.
No, they don't.
They don't. Oh, Genghis Khan, the ultimate warlord. Yes. Yes, I love reading about Genghis Khan. I really do. There's just something about the conquerors and the warrior class that I just freaking love.
They had an excellent Marco Polo show on Netflix, but they canceled it.
I watched that. I loved it. I'm so
yeah, that one was awesome.
That it was. I watched that. I think I probably watched every season about like 3 times because I just loved it. I thought something like 1 in 6 people can trace to Genghis Khan. Yes, I heard that too. I thought it was BS, and then I just started doing research, and that just like changed. Hey, Teresa. So glad you could join us.
Hi, Teresa.
Okay, so we did that, and so just to show you what this old dude looks like, I'm not going to say old dude, but it's true. This is basically Florida Man 1.0, I would say, and that's the actual picture of Pedro Menendez de Aviles. So
Ground Zero.
That is like the first Florida Man.
Patient Zero.
Yes. So that's who he is. That's freaking Florida Man right there. Let's see. So it is 9:13. The guy from Doctor Strange played Kubla Khan. Really?
Yeah, the chubby guy. Um, Crap, what's his name? Can't remember, but holy crap, he was good on that show.
Hmm. Interesting. All these like cool stuff. Well, speaking of cool things, which is actually going to lead into a trailer that I'm going to show if I don't get copyright claimed for it. This is an actual park. They shut part of this down, but one of the Florida tourist traps that we used to have before Disney ever showed up, there were these little places, scattered around the state, and one of them was called the Weeki Wachee Park. And the cool thing about that park is that you could actually go there and see, yes, Jane, mermaids. People thought that I was making this up in the Rogue Entertainment show on Saturday. No, this has been a Florida staple since the end of World War II. And you actually have a Navy SEAL to thank for this show.
Looks like that mermaid is grabbing hose.
She actually, yes, she is. She is. How they do that. And the guy was in World War II. And he was a Navy SEAL. And he came back from World War II. And of course, he wanted to start a business up. And a lot of people, they had more money. They wanted, to go do things in Florida. So he came up with this attraction to have mermaids underwater. And what they would do is they would go and get one of these hoses to like breathe from, and then go back to performing the show. And these hoses would be held, concealed in these little locations, so you couldn't see them. So it looks like the mermaids, they're just out there, they swim up to you, they wave to people, they dance, they do all this other kind of stuff, and they look like they actually are living underwater, which is really cool. I'll play this. Those mermaids have lungs. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And the way they get around it is using that little breathing tube. So I'll actually let you guys see this really, really quick.
Imagine a place serene, tranquil, and peaceful. A place of weightlessness. A world as old as time and as new as a dream.
I saw on Facebook somebody said mermaids aren't real. I am a mermaid, my daughter's a mermaid, and my granddaughter's a mermaid, so like, take that. I saw the mermaid show when I was 13, and they were walking on tight ropes and using umbrellas and eating and drinking underwater and riding surreys, and props would come up and that, and it was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be a mermaid.
Grab the tails, big circular arms, good job.
We take it very serious. I take it very serious. I say Weeki Wachee is my headstone, so I'm taking it serious.
Yep, they've been doing this for like 50 years.
If you want to date with one, all you have to do is flip her off.
Women that swam in 1947 will still cry over their experience at Weeki Wachee. It's deep. It's really deep. We get really large women, every shape and size, every reason to be a mermaid. We're suspended in mid-water, like an embryonic fluid. Aerialists feel it for a few minutes. You just don't get to feel that. And when you go underwater, if you're a water person, then you're at home. Just because you don't live in a fantasy world doesn't mean we don't exist, There's mermaids everywhere.
Dang you, Shellback.
Seriously, with a name like Shellback, you should know that mermaids have seashell bikinis.
See. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed they didn't have shell bikinis in there, but yeah, this is an attraction that before Walt Disney World ever showed up in Florida, they would have these little local attractions to bring people in, and that's, we call them tourist traps because that's basically what they were. So it's just nice to see, to kind of let you guys see that there's some of this stuff in Florida that existed before, the mouse, rat, whatever, I love his money, um, showed up. But yeah, so it's really cool. So yes, there are mermaids. So that's proof Shellback's got a point. Yes, Shellback does have a point. So, oh my gosh. So thank you guys so much. Let's see the next thing we are going to look at, because I have been waiting to see this, and then it's so sad that Christy couldn't make it because I was really looking forward. I just got a text from Christy. What do you mean you're reading a freaking book? Oh yeah, because she has no power. But Christy had seen this movie, and Stieg had actually recommended this movie for us to see because we were talking about alligators. So finally saw this movie. I hope this doesn't get copyright claimed, but if it does, so what? The movie Crawl, because there's two things that scare the crap out of Floridians that we have to deal with. One is alligators, and the other is hurricanes. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah, I liked it. It's not Schindler's List or anything. It's just a very good survival movie, which is what they're going for. So mission accomplished, right?
Exactly. And yeah, I was just like, well, what kind of movie can they make out of this? It's like it's a great popcorn movie. They really keep the tension going with this. I was surprised how long they kept that up, and it just stayed that way. You hardly ever really got a break.
And the actors were damn good. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the leading lady is actually English.
Really?
She's not an American. She plays the female lead, I guess, in the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie, Barbossa's daughter.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And she was in the Maze Runner movies too.
Okay.
Full-blown English.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that one at all, but I really did like her performance. Pretty much everybody that was in it.
Yeah. Strong female lead, done well.
Done extremely well.
Yeah. No preaching about it, nothing. And where were the media praising this? Nowhere.
Like I said, I didn't even know this movie existed, Steve, until you brought it up. And seeing it in the beginning, where she's in the swim meet and, and she loses and her father's basically like, what, you're going to cry? It's like, no, you're an apex predator. You keep going. And then the story he's telling her later on, where he's just like, it was 2:00 in the morning and you were in the pool. I forget exactly what he said, but it's some kind of drill that she was doing just so she could get better. And I'm just like, that's the kind of thing that you don't really hear.
No, because this implies that the participation trophy is bullshit.
Exactly.
Which is probably why the media shied away from this one, because it completely destroys several narratives.
Completely.
It wasn't preachy at any point. There was nothing. It was just pure common sense, and the heroine didn't even do everything perfectly. She barely survived. She made several mistakes. but she adapted to them.
Mm-hmm. She adapted and adapted ingenious, you know. Some
She,
things worked, some things didn't.
yeah, I'd say she was very much like Ripley in the first Alien movie.
Fair, I got some of the same vibes from that. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
she's scared shitless all the time, but she
All the
keeps pushing on.
Exactly. And that's what I like that you could see, and mostly kudos to the actress for this, just how full of fear she was, but yet did it anyway. Did it anyway. The scene in the bathroom where she's locked in, like in the shower, and it's just like, what am I going to do? 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 And then she just freaking does it. And she does it anyway.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
was very clever what she did.
Very. I was just like, how is she going to get out of this? It's like I knew she was going to live, but I'm like, well, how is she going to get out of this, and how is she going to make it, believable?
Yeah. To be fair, we don't know she would make it because they might have all gotten eaten. That happens in some of these movies.
I know. I know. It's like I can say that after seeing it, but it's just kind of like, you just think what's going I think for me, I was thinking I knew she was going to get out of it, because if they were going to take her out, it had to be something more than that.
Yeah, and everything she did mattered, except for when she screwed up. But in the end, all her efforts paid off. Whenever she took a risk, right, to
Mhm.
swim through that pipe, that mattered. Um Trying to get the walkie-talkie, all that stuff mattered. So she was just there was no Deus ex machina. She
That's what I liked. Even when she thought that the people across the street at the gas station were going to be able to help her out.
oh yeah, that when it came to those guys, I was rooting for the Gators, to be honest.
Ah, but I really, yeah, like you were saying, I was glad there wasn't a Deus ex machina in
Yeah,
that.
and the
And
Gators looked really well.
they did. They did. They did. They were pretty much realistic with how they portrayed them. Especially how they hunt, especially how they sound, especially in one scene at the end where the gator has her in a death roll. That was realistic because
Yeah,
alligators drown their prey first. So that was very realistic to see. Because just like once they start doing that, it's just like it's pretty much over. But I thought that was realistic how they said. Um, who said, does that movie bite? There's a lot of bites in it, I'll tell you that much.
yeah.
But I saw it on Amazon Prime. So it's free on Amazon Prime Video. I don't know where else. Probably other places you can see it. I just happened to check Prime. I usually do that first, and it came up for me. Nope, nope, not in a gazillion years will I watch that. Ads. I thought it was pretty awesome, but like I was telling Steve before, for Floridians, and that's the one thing that I like about Sam Raimi. He seems to get right to the heart of what scares the crap out of people, and use that to draw you into the story. So
Well,
for
the
oh,
the
sorry,
the,
go ahead.
I, the idea wasn't his. It was the direct. Someone had written the script, and Sam liked it, and then he hired the director. So he didn't have much to do with the script himself.
Really?
Yeah, he just has a very good radar.
Well, I'm glad he did, because I really did like this. I really did like this. It really delved into that regional fear of, I don't want to come face to face with an alligator, and I don't really want to get stuck in a hurricane. But for people who don't know what that particular terror is, the movie did a good job of immersing you into that.
And they had a very good director too. It's the director of High Tension, The Hills Have Eyes, a movie called P2. If you haven't seen that one, go watch it. That's awesome.
P2, like the letter.
Mirrors, and Piranha 3D. Piranha 3D is fun. That's very entertaining.
I don't think I've seen the Piranha movies, although I've
Uh,
heard of them.
P2 is about a woman who's trapped in a parking building with a psycho. So she's trying to avoid him to survive, and she's doing everything right. She's being smart. She's not being hysterical about it. So that one's it's very good. It has what's her name, Rachel Nichols, and Wes Bentley. Just two people in a parking building. One of them's a psycho.
I like movies about crazy people. The Gators did nothing wrong. No, they didn't. The Gators were just doing what they do instinctively, being apex predators. That's what they do. If a gator came to my hood, he would be a new wallet and shoes. Yeah, that's pretty much my relative's attitude. New wallet, shoes, and dinner. And dinner as well. Bye, Shellback. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming.
Take care and be well.
Yes, Soul Assassin. Stieg did bring that movie Rogue up. He did. So that's one of the next ones that I have to watch. Sam says it's always nice when characters behave like flawed people. Exactly. Yeah. We can't identify and we can't learn from somebody who seems to know it all.
Yeah, and there's also a fine line between flawed and stupid. And a lot of movies, especially new ones, cross that line too easily.
Absolutely. Oh, let's see. I would recommend watching the Wolf Creek series on Shudder. Dude is like an evil crocodile Dundee. Is Shudder a horror network?
I've heard of Wolf Creek though, but I've never seen it.
Okay. Wolf Creek. Oh, put that in. Yeah, Rogue was pretty good.
You watched Lake Placid for the first time too, right?
I did.
That one is awesome too.
That one was just such freaking campy fun. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Same tone as Deep Blue Sea and Tremors in a way.
It was like you kind of had that campiness going on, the horror element going on, and and the characters.
Yeah, nobody had any respect for the sheriff.
No,
I mean, everyone was mocking him.
No, they didn't. And Betty White's character, there always seems to be in these movies that one character that you don't expect to just like say, oh my God, I didn't think I'd like this person. And Betty White was that character in Lake Placid. I did not expect for her character to be written the way that she was. Lake Placid is fun. Yes. Everything from saying how she killed her husband to leading the freaking cow down to the water. I was just like, wow, I did not expect that. Then, of course, you also have the typical lady gets dumped. I don't want to think about that anymore. I just want to get out of here and just do stuff or whatever. And, meets this guy who seems totally not her type. But circumstances happen through that where, actually is her type. So it was a lot of fun. Lake Placid didn't seem boring at all. It kept moving. and it's this is basically very enjoyable.
And the lady played by Bridget Fonda, was it? Uh, was basically a shitty person too. She was xenophobic almost about the people who lived in the countryside.
I know she would. God,
She was like, I do hope I get my own tent because all your deputies probably get horny
I,
and stuff like that.
just like the typical. It's all about me. It's all about me from the big city, and I'm out here with you unwashed backwood hicks. And then it turns out
Yeah,
she has to depend on those backwood hicks to save her ass.
yeah, and Oliver Platt had a very good character.
He
Uh,
did. He
he, wa-
did.
he immediately went after the sheriff too, right away. It's like
Hmm.
I think he said like, looking at you, I'm confused about your origin. Stuff like that. Basically, just calling him a caveman or whatever.
Hmm. I just like how he came in on that plane.
Yeah, and it was very well made. In some scenes, the crocodile doesn't look that good, but for the most part, it was more than good enough. And that scene with the bear was awesome.
Oh, that poor bear. See, I did not expect that. I did not expect to see that.
Me neither. It was right, completely out of the blue.
Completely. It ranks up there with that scene in Deep Blue Sea. I
Yeah,
think you know which
well,
one I'm talking about.
yeah. After that rousing speech,
Yeah.
yeah,
And just like this dude survived this, he survived this, he survived this. Surely he can. Oh, I think when I watched that, I had to like pause the DVD and just sit there for a couple minutes because I did not expect for that to
But,
happen.
to be fair though, back then Samuel L. Jackson wasn't that huge an actor as he is now.
No, he wasn't. But I think it's just the way that they had the character talking and the way that just kind of like the situation that they had. The last thing that I expected was for him to get taken out the way that he did.
Yeah, because he was the one of two people uh, kind of trained for that situation. So you
Mhm.
figure, okay, he's gonna lead them out, and then like chomp chomp, right? So dead, so very dead.
Ooh, that freaked me the heck out. I'm like, wow. I oof. That was as maybe not on the same level, but to me it felt like that scene in Alien where the alien comes bursting out of that dude's stomach.
Yeah,
It's no one freaking expected that at
I'd
at
give
all.
both Crawl and Lake Placid a very strong 7.5 out of 10
Mhm.
because you got exactly what you wanted, right?
Yeah. It's like you want to be able, have something where you can sit there, be entertained, not trying to not trying to think too hard. It's enough where certain elements don't line up, but it's not so annoying that it takes you out of enjoying the movie.
Yeah, there's like a couple of annoying bits, but at no point are they plot holes.
Right.
They're just
Right.
annoying. A little bit of a disbelief thing going on, maybe, but it's still not implausible given the frames of the story.
Right. Right. So like the one thing, like I said, with the movie Crawl, and it's kind of in the same vein. I saw a major realism issue with the movie, but not so much as to take me out of enjoying it. And that is because in Florida, no one has a basement because the water table is way too high.
Well, it wasn't a basement; it was a crawl space.
Yeah, it was. I haven't seen one like that. The way that the set was, it looked like an actual like basement. And usually in Florida, if there's a crawl space, it's usually the house is on top of like a couple of cinder blocks.
Yeah.
And it's only maybe, I want to say, space for like, say, from here to someone's middle. And that's it. That's it.
Yeah. And it had a staircase leading down too.
Yeah. So
But
that's,
there was nothing in the basement. There was just pipes and stuff.
yeah. And it's like in a house in Florida, no one would have their pipes down there. But even with that, I didn't freaking care because the movie was good.
Yeah.
The movie was absolutely good. So I could completely forget about that like little minor detail. Everything else was fine.
Yeah. My one gripe was when a character lost his arm. It seemed to trouble him for 5 minutes, and then it was just an inconvenience.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that damn dog would die.
You know what's awful? I did too. I don't know why.
Because that dog was yapping too much.
I thought that dog was gonna buy it. I really did. It didn't. To me, it didn't serve a purpose. I was kind of just like, okay.
Well, it had one purpose. It sniffed out where a person was beneath the floorboards.
Yeah, give him that.
So useful dog to a point, but holy crap, right? that dog was like the lady in Indiana Jones 2. She did a couple of useful things, but it wasn't worth the cost.
I so could have done without that. So could have done without that. Ugh, man. Well, let's see, 9:42. You guys been hanging with us. So sorry, Christy could make it, but dang it. She had some power issues. So I'm going to go through a couple of Florida memes for you guys. Some of these someone actually sent to me, but we'll go through them and we'll have a little bit of fun. So I think Parrot had sent this one to me that says, "Welcome to Florida, where we have big ass snakes and spiders and big ass gators and sharks. Enter at your own risk."
How big are those snakes?
It depends. Some are little tiny garden snakes. They're not poisonous or anything. They're maybe about a foot long, and they just kind of run out there. They're fine. And then they have some of the water snakes that can be a couple of feet, I think 3 to 4 feet. So we don't have any pythons in Florida. Usually, if there's a python in Florida, it's an exotic pet that someone brought in.
Because the one in the picture looks rather big.
Yeah, that one, I don't know where they got one. I haven't seen one that big, and the water snakes are not that big. But that spider to the left, I have seen. They're freaking freaky because they're black and yellow. And when I was a kid, I was pretending I was fishing at my grandparents' house, off their house, and used a jump rope and pulled it up and pulled one of these spiders up, which was about as big as my hand and black and freaking yellow. And I hadn't seen any of these before, so I went screaming in the house. Yeah, Travis, I know that.
Speaking of big snakes, I think I saw an article about they're remaking Anaconda.
I think you told me about that. Yeah.
Which is fine because the first one wasn't executed well. I thought the snakes were too big, to be honest.
I did too. Anaconda was nice too. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. I was
hoping it would eat Jennifer Lopez, to be honest.
I did too, because I didn't particularly like her. Water moccasins are the worst. Yes, because they're poisonous water snakes. They will freaking fall out of a tree on you. They will sneak up on you and bite you, and you're dead within a couple of minutes. they're just horrible. That's why they tell us as kids when we're in Florida, you never go near standing water for two reasons: gators and water moccasins. That's why. That is particularly why. So, Florida stone crab, Florida stoned crab. Yeah, we have these little like stone crabs. I know, kind of cheesy, but
Probably shellfish people.
so very. Okay, so here's the one only a few understand this pain. Was it? And so we see Steve Kenobi taking the snake in Florida and uses it as a
No, I won't be doing that.
Yeah, see, you guys in Australia, you have to understand you're on the other side of the world with some freaking crazy ass wildlife. As much as I want to visit Australia one day, which I do, I'm gonna need a guide that shows me all the freaking poisonous crap because Australia is like Florida on steroids.
What is this though? Is it thorns or something?
Yes, these stickers. So they're these little tiny, I think they call them brickle pears or something. All I know is they're really tiny. They can be in the grass, and if you step on them, they're so freaking sharp, they freaking hurt. And some of them are actually when they grow, it's kind of like you ever see the dandelions when they finally like die, that there's little white things or whatever. So they have the same ones that are in Florida. So if you brush by them with your legs, they stick you. If you step on them, they stick you. And they are so freaking sharp. They are absolutely painful.
It's like stepping on Legos.
Yeah, by like a factor of 10.
You know what's the worst thing I've ever stepped on?
What?
I have stepped on broken glass once. That wasn't as painful. You know those Dungeons and Dragons dices, the D4 that's shaped like a pyramid.
Yeah,
that one is worse than glass.
That I want to say that stepping on one of those is close to it's close to this. Just think if that dice had a even sharper point.
Yeah,
that's what this would be. And now imagine stepping on like 10 of them at the same time.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
That's just this is why I don't go in any tall grass. One time I went to a cemetery where my grass seeds, probably, Sam, I don't know the name for it. I just know to freaking avoid it when I'm in Florida. The cemetery where my grandmother is buried, they don't keep it up very well. So all the wildlife grows there like freaking crazy. So anytime I go there to place flowers or stuff like that, I have to look out for freaking these things because they're all over the place because cheap funeral home won't pay to upkeep the lot.
Imagine being badly sunburned and then falling and landing on your back on these.
Oh God, I can't. I can't. Oh, Soul Assassin said they're the worst when they get in the pet's fur. Yes, and then you have to brush them out and try not to stick your fingers because they're sticking your pets and they don't like it, and it's just awful. Does Australia have mountain lions? Those or bears are the only things that would worry me when camping. I know Florida doesn't have mountain lions. Florida has panthers. Florida also has bears too.
Didn't know there were bears in Florida.
Yes. Yeah, they're not like the big, huge grizzly bears. I forget which species they are, but that they do have them. They're pretty rare, but they do have them. All the campsites, they tell you, close up all your food, all of that, because bears will come in there and try to eat it. Great one is here. Said, as a kid, I stepped on a sewing needle that went right into my heel. It was painful pulling it out. Ouch. Ouch.
When it goes in, it's just a shock, right?
Yeah. Ooh, and your brain hasn't figured out that it hurts yet, but on the way out, your brain definitely hurts. I've always heard them called sticker thorns here in Texas. That's probably the right name for it. I'm gonna have to ask my aunt in Florida what the name of these are. I just know that I just like curse and yell whenever they wind up touching me. They're just absolutely freaking horrible. No
Could
mountain
you
lions. No, oh, sorry. Say, go ahead.
could you use them as ammo for a blowgun?
Yeah, you
Hmm.
might have to weigh them down a little bit because they're extremely light.
Hmm.
They're extremely light. So, you probably
Something to do at Walmart.
yeah. Get some kind of coating with weight, and yes, you could definitely use them as a blow dart. Sam says no mountain lions, no bears, just spiders, snakes, dingoes, cassowaries, crocs, and jellyfish. Florida, we do have jellyfish. We do have jellyfish.
Australia has saltwater crocodiles. They're dangerous as shit. And holy crap, they get huge as well.
They just, like I said, the first time I saw one at Disney's Animal Kingdom, an actual crocodile, I was freaking shocked.
I saw a news article about 10 years ago. A guy had fallen asleep on a beach in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, when they went to fetch him, right,
Yeah.
there was blood on the sand and crocodile marks on the sand. His saltwater crocodile had come up from the ocean, grabbed him, and there was blood everywhere.
Eek. Yick. Dang. Ugh. Yep. Rain showers to cool off Florida, like pouring water on stones in a sauna. Yes. Because the ground is freaking hot. So it's like when it rains, you just see the steam coming off. It's just crazy. The Reina Creole, ever hear of spear grass? Used to throw them at friends when I was a kid. I want to say I have. I think I remember seeing something like that in Florida. I remember seeing something like that. Spear grass would make a decent blow dart. Probably. I don't know the name, but I think I've seen something like this. So yeah, this is Who Wants to Play Real Life Frogger. I don't think this is Florida. But
reminds me of that James Bond movie, Live and Let Die. Roger Moore has to jump on a bunch of gators to get ashore.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one in ages.
Now that's one of the Bond movies. I'm sure they'll put a not current PC culture problematic warning on it,
which means I need to get it in my collection.
It had a Yaphet Kotto as the villain.
That's what I remember. Because I remember Yaphet Kotto. Stingrays, stonefish, blue ring, octopus. Yeah. Okay, when you live in Florida and Halloween is coming. So, yeah, that's, hurricane. Probably a category 5 hurricane. I've driven in a category 3 hurricane before. They're fine. Once they get the 4, it's crazy, but shoot, this is freaking funny.
They have the skeleton crew cleaning up.
This must have been for the other one. Yeah. Frogger, the live action movie coming soon to a theater near you. Oh my God. I can't believe they're going for this.
It wouldn't surprise me if they made a Frogger movie because they've already done Rampage, right? That was an arcade game. The one with the rock. That's like a giant wolf, a giant lizard, and a giant monkey.
I haven't seen that movie.
It's like an arcade game. You had to, you could play as one of them, and you go tear down the city. Yeah, that one was. I don't know. It was okay. It was, PG-13 based on a video game. but it wasn't the worst of that kind of movies, though.
I could see a Frogger movie.
It had Negan in it from The Walking Dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was The Rock and Negan.
It's funny. I do not know the actor's name, but I know Negan. And I'm so woefully behind on The Walking Dead. I don't think I'll ever catch back up. Yep, you don't want to mess with Florida cats. Yeah, they bring back just some crazy stuff. Lizards.
Looks like someone went game over on Frogger.
Oh, Rampage was an odd movie. The Rock was the only reason to see it. Yeah, The Rock is probably the only reason I want to see it. That's cool. Didn't like that movie at all. Yeah, some working, some don't.
I'd say it's a 5 out of 10 at best, but it's an okay popcorn flick, though.
But yeah, Florida cats, they bring back all kinds of crazy crap in Florida.
The cat totally killed him.
Oh God, this is especially funny because I have a black cat too. Let's see. When the babysitter cancels, but the fish are biting. Yeah, this is a rural Florida thing.
That does not look good.
No.
Gator bumps the boat.
Mm-hmm. This will get a call from Child Protective Services. You go out.
As it should.
That should do that.
Because if they're cleaning fish, right? There's blood in the water. Attracts gators.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The image makes me miss my cat. Oh, Kai, did you have to put a cat down? I've had to do that. It was awful. It was awful. He was a gorgeous Russian blue cat. Super intelligent too. And he had a kidney problem, and he just started losing weight, and it was awful. It was absolutely awful. That look you and your girl make when you walk into any Walmart in Florida.
The one on the left looks like Honey Boo Boo.
Oh my God, it does. It does. Oh, but yeah, Walmart in Florida is it's an experience. But then again, we've seen it on the Walk on the Walmart streams, but just Walmart in Florida is.
Oh, I've seen the pictures.
It's like it depends. It's like if you go to. It's like there's different categories of Walmart in Florida. So you have the tourist Walmarts, which is like the ones near Disney World and pretty much in all of Orlando, where it's nice, it's clean. The people look fairly normal, except for the Brits that come over because they can get so much more for their money over here. So they come here with empty suitcases and buy up a whole bunch of clothes and crap at Walmart. But pretty much it's normal. It looks normal. But then you get into, the outskirts and like the rural areas, and it freaking looks like Deliverance when you go into Walmart.
Yeah, Deliverance is pretty much what I've been seeing from the Walmart pictures.
It's like they're like out in the middle of nowhere, and where there used to be like mom and pop stores, because like, for example, the Putnam County Walmart near where my relatives live, the rural area in Florida, there used to be just mom and pop stores. And then Walmart moved in, and Walmart basically became the town square. So that's where everybody goes, So it's just, it's a freaky place. Just imagine having to walk into one of those, go to the electronics department and say, I need a wireless router. And they just look at you and blink.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Parking a car in Florida has nothing to do with proximity and everything to do with shade. Yes, that is very true.
I can imagine the cars get pretty hot if you
They
park it in the parking lot midday outside of Walmart or something.
they get extremely hot. I made the mistake once when I was living in Florida of leaving my windows up, and it got so hot that the rear view mirror became detached from the window.
Wow.
And that was like I learned the hard way that you have to keep the windows down, or but then again, if it rains, your car gets freaking soaked, or you have to get one of those car shields with the reflective materials, like you roll it out and you put it on a dashboard so it reflects the sun's rays back out so the car doesn't get as hot. So there's that too.
Imagine forgetting a dog though in the car.
That has happened. Dogs, kids, it's horrible. Every summer, Florida TV stations have to run PSA to remind people not to leave their kids and pets in the car, because so many kids have died, so many pets have died for being left in hot cars.
Yeah, it's like a furnace when it gets hot enough.
It is literally like if you have your, like, say your oven at like 350 degrees and you open it, that's pretty much like what it is in Florida in the summer. And you open the door up, to your car, it's just comes out. It's just crazy. Or when shoes, shirt, deodorant, and teeth are optional. It is. It's true. It's all true. So this is actual Florida weather. 2:45 looks like this. 3 o'clock looks like this. 3:15, no, well, close, but it's not blue skies. It's kind of like weird grayish kind of thing. But yeah, the weather.
This is not unlike my area, because we get sudden bad weather too, because I'm in the Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, sometimes even if it's a sunny day, all of a sudden you get some gray clouds.
Mm-hmm.
It starts pouring, it gets windy, and then an hour later it's fine again.
Do you guys get 'cause I'm trying to think. So is for the weather where you are, does it like storm the same time every day? Or close to the same time?
No, we have storms all night and stuff during winter.
Okay.
Can be continuing for many days.
Mm-hmm. In the summer in Florida, when it's really hot, it will storm pretty much close to the same time every day. It's like it does it in the Caribbean too. So literally like around 3-4 o'clock, almost like clockwork every day in the summer, because it's so hot. You'll get like this horrendous thunder and lightning storm that goes on for probably like about an hour, and then it's gone.
Yeah, it's probably a coastal thing.
Probably. But in Florida, yeah, you get it all the time. It's like you'll be in the theme parks or something like that. Well, what my grandparents used to do is, because they would hang their laundry out in the morning, and then they would have to rush to pull it back in the afternoon and it's not like a little bit of rain. It just literally, the skies open up and it's just pissing down sheets of just rain like this, which is insane. Oh, wow, our chat's so quiet. I guess you guys are tired. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. So, fun things to do in Florida: go to the beach, take an airboat tour, day drink by the pool, fight a raccoon, sweat like a whore in church, do yoga with alligators. I'm not doing that. Argue with a sandhill crane. That's basically the Florida version of a seagull. Sumo wrestle a manatee and watch love bug porn.
At least it wasn't raccoon yoga porn.
Oh, the love bugs that they have, they're just basically these bugs that swarm up twice a year in May and in February, and they basically are just conjoined together to mate, and these bugs are all over the place. So you know how like you see the shots of the Millennium Falcon when it goes into light speed?
Yeah.
That's what it's like when these bugs are hitting your freaking car when you're driving.
Hmm. You know what the last thing that went through a fly's mind when he hit the front window of a car at the highway?
What?
His ass.
Why do I feel like I've heard that one before?
Yeah, I probably have. It's an old
I
one.
heard that one before, but it's freaking funny. It's freaking funny. Yeah, here's this one. Holy shit. What did you do? Go to the beach. Him. No, the mailbox.
Yeah,
Florida.
this is what I would look like in Florida. Only I would be a corpse.
It is, the sun is crazy. And they tell all the tourists you have to wear sunscreen. It's not optional. And folks find out the hard way that, it's not optional. Yes, so let's ask. There's so many fun activities. So many to do, but sunscreen, I mean, sunburn is not fun. And there's this one. This is how we keep solicitors away in Florida. Yes, no one wants it. These are actually not poisonous. They just look really freaking butt ugly, and they're huge. But they're not. They spin these gorgeous webs and they catch a lot of bugs. So they're actually very, very helpful, but they just look freaking scary. They look like aliens.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't like those.
Yeah, yeah. They are absolutely freaking butt ugly. Absolutely butt ugly. Okay, well, folks, it has been a great and excellent time with you guys. And oh, you know what? I forgot to put this one up at the beginning of the show. I'm sorry. I meant to put this up because I saw this and I thought it was just absolutely, absolutely funny. So thank you everybody for hanging with us. We were kind of between like 26 to like 20 people. So that is so cool. Hope you guys had a good time. I hope you learned a whole lot. Hope you laughed a whole lot. There was just so much crazy stuff, that's going on in the world. So glad you guys, came here to just kick back, have a good time. And for those watching the replay, we're glad that you watched the replay and all of that. So pretty much, Stig, everybody knows where to find you, right?
Yeah, I'm all over the place.
And pretty much the same with me. I'm on like a whole bunch of different live streams and stuff like that. So you'll actually see the schedule at the end of the live streams that I'm going to be on. And next Sunday at 8 p.m. on my channel, we will be discussing season 3 of Game of Thrones, which I probably will dare say is my favorite season of Game of Thrones. And
also it has one of the biggest plot holes.
Which one?
Want me to tell you?
You know what? Let's save it for that. Let's save it for the stream. Because I want to watch season 3 again. I want to finish watching it again and see if I come to the same conclusion. So that'll be a challenge. That'll be a challenge for me. That'll be a challenge for me to do. But yes, next Sunday, 8 p.m. And actually, Abu Nas is going to join us. So it's going to be loaded, and I'm looking forward to having us talk about the Red Wedding. Dang. Thanks, Soul Assassin, for being here. Nick says, thanks for the great stream. Lorraine and Stig, you guys are awesome. Well, thank you. You guys are awesome for joining us. Ancient One, just tweet me on Twitter, and and I'll pick it up from there. Okay. All right. Well, thanks again, everybody, for coming. Please make sure to hit the like if you haven't. Please subscribe to Stig, subscribe to myself, and everyone just have a wonderful night, and we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Take care and be well.